raise it up, why? Raise it up, raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up, hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up, raise it up, why? Raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. West side, raise it up. Raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. The west side, raise it up. Raise it up, 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 raise it up.
Hey loves, hey loves, hey loves. If you are seeing this, you are on the 13th episode of 2023. Every year we do 13 episodes, and the 13th comes out on the New Year's Eve of the year. What? It comes out on the New Year's Eve. It comes out on New Year's Eve. I knew there was a way I was saying that I didn't like. This is the most informal that I think we get on the pod. It's funny. I'm always trying to make it feel like it's just like, yeah, we're just talking and hanging. But there's like a lot of like writing and pre-done stuff to make the episodes like kind of run as smoothly as they go. So it's a farce to make it seem like we're not actually as detailed as we are. But yeah, the 13th episode of the year is, my episode. That's just the one where I share with y'all what the fuck I feel like sharing with y'all. And today is no different. I want you guys to know that 2023 was a different year. I'll be honest with you. There was a lot of opportunity for growth. That means I was uncomfy a lot of this year. And I don't know that I got comfy, if I'm being truly honest. Bigger than finding comfort, I think a part of learning yourself, and that's, the big idea of this podcast, and discovering who we are. Also, one of the reasons why on episode 64, the one that just passed a couple of days ago, this is the 65th episode. You won't find this auditorily. You will only find this on YouTube. All 13th episodes are only found on YouTube. But the big idea of finding yourself and knowing yourself, like we talked about on episode 64, the Wyann's words of wisdom there were basically, your thoughts are your thoughts, your feelings are your feelings, you are yourself. You are only equal unto yourself. So therefore, you can say a statement like, I feel broken. However, I am only myself. I can feel broken, but I am myself. 2023 was a year that caused me to really stand on my principles for knowing who and how I was. Every time you think you're understanding or discovering yourself, I think life brings another edition, another chapter, another saga, another chronicle, periodical, fucking, you can look at this however you like. A new season if you look at it like a sitcom. Life brings you another edition of itself, almost as if to ask you, yeah, I know who you said you were last year, or I know who you thought you were when you had all your shit together. But let me fuck with some things and see if you really the same bitch you said you were? Are you really that same cat you said you were? And 2023 has taught me I am. Wyann with 6 figures, Wyann with 4 figures, Wyann with 3 figures, Wyann with 5 figures. I know who I am provedly because the same behaviors, thought processes, and emotions have all been familiar. For example, the story I tell myself, shouts out to Brene Brown, the story I tell myself about Wyann is I am wealthy. I am a wealthy, abundant chick. So when there are 3 figures in my checking account, while I might not go out and buy a 3-course meal for my team when we're all recording Raise It Up Why, I'm definitely going to cut a coupon or 2, take my ass to El Pollo Loco, and we're still going to eat healthy, fly, dope food that's actually alive, that is giving us nutrients and also a little bit extra so you can take some of that home in case you don't know where your next meal is coming from. Not that my team has issues or not issues, but not that my team has challenges that look exactly like that, but because I don't know who and how everyone else is living behind their personal closed doors. You know what I'm saying? If 2023 has also taught me anything, is we play a good game. We all could get in front of our cameras and we could talk a good game. We can play a good game. We can look the part. All right. One of the most notable pieces to the last year in 2022 when TJ and my story was featured on Joe Budden's podcast. One of the members of the pod said that I was the breadwinner in our relationship. And I talked to TJ about it and I said, they think... You see what they think, babe? Like, they think, he's like, babe, and let them think that because you are the biggest breadwinner of this relationship as he's paying for our dinner that night and anything else. But no, I only say that because, again, what 2023 taught me is I'm the same chick. Whether my hair lady is able to do my hair because I love paying her to for any of her services because I enjoy any entrepreneur. I enjoy fair market trading and commerce. I love pouring into people's whether it's your business, whether it's your course, whether it's your book. I love supporting music. I love supporting folks and life is more expensive for everybody, and I like to tip a certain way. So if I can't tip my hair lady a certain way, I don't go to her. I know it seems silly, but I don't play like that. I don't go to a restaurant if all I have is the money for the meal. If I can't tip 20 to 25%, I don't go. That's just the way that I do things. And with that same amount of money, I could come here and cook for all of us. You know what I'm saying? So like the wealth and abundance that I enjoy, I'm saying I don't let a number in my bank account determine whether I am wealthy or abundant. I don't let a number on a scale determine whether I'm sexy and fine. You know what I'm saying? I've weight fluctuated on this podcast alone, 2019, about 30 some odd pounds. I've weight fluctuated about 30 some odd pounds since this podcast started. Hold up. Yeah, 30 pounds. 30 to 40. I've lost them, but 30 to 40 pounds since this podcast started. And a previous version of me would have seen my fuller face on camera and been like, I'm stopping the podcast until I get back in the gym. A previous version of me, that is Wyann, period. When you've gone through enough shit, though, and you are provedly the same person when you're in your best modes or when you're at your most demanding modes in life, I meant to say, when you are provedly consistent, and I know we was talking to the ladies on episode 64 and the gentleman on episode 63, I think in both cases, and whoever or however you love, you always want to be a consistent person, because a consistent person, if you are it, it's what you will attract. Somebody who is consistently good, by the way, you can have somebody who consistently is hurting you. You can have somebody who consistently cheats on you. You can have somebody who consistently talks crazy to you. You could have somebody who consistently does the bad things, in this life to you. But I really appreciate when people are consistently good, because those are people that I feel you can set your watch to. And I like being that type of person, a consistent person that shows up, whether I feel at my best or feel at my worst. Feelings are feelings, and they're important. They're non-negotiable. But I also live by don't let feelings fuck up the facts. I don't care how I feel when it comes to doing this podcast. I can look at a picture of myself. I can see that I've gained weight. I'm just using that as an example because I like using weight. I like using money because they're both very, very open to the eye. It's very tangible. You can see it. You either have it, you don't. You can see it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Very objective. If I equate my sense of beauty and self-worth to whether my face looks full or not on camera, I'm in deep doo-doo. And if I'm doing that to me, guess what? I'm not only doing that to myself, I'm doing that to everybody around me. I'm doing that to TJ Wilkins. I'm doing that to my partner. I'm doing that to Onette. I'm doing that to Susie. I'm doing that to Wendy, to Whitney. That's not a healthy way to enjoy your friends, your family, folks that give a real genuine fuck about you. Every time they gain a pound, ooh, I noticed that, blah, 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 blah. If I start doing that to you, you're getting a taste of what it's like to be me and what I do to myself in my own head. That's why you can't take what people say to you personally. They only know how to be themselves. They don't know any other thing, and they're not always aware even of what that is or what that means. So you really can't take anything personally, because motherfuckers be talking and don't even know who or what they're talking about because they don't know themselves. But anyways, I digress. 2023 has been a motherfucker of a year. With all these opportunities for growth, I've now proven to myself a couple things. One, I set out goals at the top of the year, New Year's resolutions, and I've seen all of them through except one. I didn't get Cash's and my EP done. And I purposely was going to release it here in December. And I don't know, musically, it's hard for me to feel inspired right now for some reason. And I'm learning why that is. But of everything else that I've set up in this year for myself, the only thing that didn't come was the thing that I actually need to be present for. You can't power through creation. If you put ego in creation, you're setting yourself up for kind of low-key making trash, in my opinion, because you're just making, you're getting it done, don't get me wrong, but as an independent artist where it don't matter who anybody is, your stream is your stream. You can be El DeBarge or Cardi B or Wyann Vaughn. It doesn't matter. All of our streams are 1 cent on Apple Music. It's no respecter of person. It does not the fuck matter, right? So when I see especially if we're talking about business, when I see how not lucrative the end result is, it makes me ask myself, is the juice worth the squeeze? Putting my authentic everything into writing really good lyrics, coming up with amazing harmonies, arranging my music and getting, stuff back and forth from Cali to North Carolina with Cash, getting it mixed with either Boomer or Crisis, getting it mastered with Dave 4, going through all of this to put it up and earn a cent every time it gets played. It's worth it. It just wasn't worth it at this time. Not for me right now. Not for me right now. But being keyed into myself is why I felt comfortable enough to make that decision for myself. So how am I always so keyed into myself, do you ask? Bring. That was my... Okay, so I did a fucking, what is this? A mood board, no. A vision board. Wyann, I did a vision board with my team, with my girls. Okay. Anyways, we did a whole mood board, a vision board. It's not a mood board, it's a vision board. The power of 40 is all of this shit means something. I didn't live 4 decades to start doubting life. I told Onette, who I've known for 10 years exactly right now, from the time I was 31 to now the time I'm 41. I told Onette that the power of 30 for me was God stopped giving me fucks to give. I don't know why he decided that was the way things was going to go. But on day 29, on year 29, day 364, I woke up giving a fuck about a lot of things. I woke up on year 30, April 13th, 2012, and God said, okay, my daughter, here you go, 6 fucks for the whole year. Choose them wisely. You got to give these fucks wisely because you only got 6 of them. You get 6 fucks a year from here on out. I'm like, so there were some people at a job where Onette and I had met. And when I tell you, such and such said such and such about you, I'm like, okay, does it change my paycheck? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And that was the way that life went 2012 to now. But the power of 40 is that everything means something. It's my job in life right now to discover, not make it my mission, find out what it means, decode life. It's more about low-key surrendering to life. Life, you win. God, you win. Love, you win. Allow me to be of best service to whatever your purpose and mission is for me. Now, if you asking me, here's what I think. I always my little ego always come up with, now, hold on. You ask not because you have not. Opposite. You have not because you ask not. So if somebody were to ask me, well, Wyann, what do you want? Now I have answers for that. I'll be honest with you. I did not have concrete answers to that question until 2023. I was still kind of like dilly-dallying 2022 at 40. Like, what do I want then? What do I want? Ooh, if there was something I could go back and tell Wyann at 30. Discover what you want. Learn what you want. And make sure those wants align with your purpose. Because what's the point of wanting $100 million per year if you know what $100 million problems look like? The stressors, the lack of sleep, no deep connections because you're always having to do, go. Families, not people, not students, families depend on whether you wake up today. It's a lot. Not to say that I can't handle that. Do the fuck I want to. Be clear. Make it plain. What is it? Habakkuk 2:2. Write it down, make it plain. This is why you do fucking vision boards. Wyann, if you got a if you got a bad desire, Wyann, flaunt it. Flaunt your bad desires, and bad in like the hip hop way. So bad meaning good. I told myself it's never too late to be a winner. I don't know if I ever had doubted that in myself. I told you that earlier, but it was just interesting that called out to me. 13 Presents, the doing business as the company name. The brand created the community. Talk to us nice. Oh, that Wyann out this bitch. Okay. I got a Grammy on here. The Grammy says rap legend culture. Redefining podcasts for the future. Days after I made this, I met Jay Ivy, who is the poet that created the Poetry Grammy. And I just thought that was really interesting timing. Shouts out to always being in the right space and time whenever Terrace and Robert are in anything. Terrace Martin and Robert Glasper are in anything. Coffee, because coffee is vida. Without coffee, we're not doing this podcast. So, yeah. Oh, we heard that? Okay. Okay, so coffee. There's going to be a coffee brand deal at some point. I don't know who's going to do it or how we're going to do it. I'll let God figure that part out. But I said what I want, feels. Red Hot Disruption. Wyann is not scared. She doing her. All this red stuff. Look at these nails, y'all. Look at the nails. Look at variety. Okay. Art variety, finally. Happiness. Legendary performance down there at the bottom. I was so in my Aries bag that I even put an Aries horoscope up there. I don't even know what it says. Hold up. Celebratory vibes coming your way as your family starts to grow. I don't know what the fuck that means now. I don't know why that just got... The love that... Wait, what? The love that you have experienced this year has brought your life full circle. Success can come in so many forms, and you have been highly favored in your finances and on the personal front. I don't know why that... I remembered it differently, like when I was putting it on. Okay, I'll take it. Like, fuck it. Creative opulence goes right by itself, and it's in the center. I thought that was interesting. A butterfly and creative opulence is right in the center. But as we flow from what's on the right side of the page, which is more my left side of my brain, because that's how life goes in your body, everything on the right side of your body is populated and run by the left side of your brain. Everything on the left side of your body is run by the right side of your brain. So sometimes when I see this is on the right, this is what all of my logic is telling me. Left is for logic so far as where your brain is running from. And then my right artistic side is all of the blue. Notice the blue? Yes. Also, I see Bloods and Crips. Clearly. Okay, so let's go to the blue side, cuz. But anyway, yeah, so... Power of 40, it all means something. Wyann, focus. Lights, camera, shine. Take risks, reap rewards. It's simple. Take the risk, reap the reward. It's not take risk and then see what happens and then feel fear. No, take the risk, reap the reward. It's that. Period. Don't doubt yourself, Wyann. That's like all I'm getting from my left side of my board, which is the right side of my brain, the artistic side of my brain. Studio Heaven, unexplainable warmth. One of the things I attribute to recording analog, the way that people recorded back in the 70s, back in the early 80s, was analog. It was reel to reel. It was tape. And when you record that way with a lot of outboard gear and not a lot of digital shit, it's a warmth. There is something really warm about how tape would attract everything in the room on it. I asked Dr. Dre what was so special about making the Chronic, the album, and Quick, because Quick was there as well, talked about how you had so much tension in the room, Bloods, Crips, a whole bunch of shit going on and stuff like that. And it wasn't, Quick will tell you, it wasn't just the sound, it wasn't just the voices that were getting on that tape. You feel what it felt like in those sessions on that tape. And energy can only be transferred, not created, not destroyed. So he's not wrong. In the digital world, the signal, the transference, it's there, it's just different. The unexplainable warmth, though, is where all this explanation about analog versus digital comes in. And that's what I feel. I feel like there's an unexplainable warmth on the way. I see that for myself in 2024. I see this view from Palos Verdes. I already know where that is. I knew where that was. That's why I took that particular picture out of that magazine. Nights and opulence. So now you see what this actually says over TJ and me. It says nights and opulence. But I just always found it really interesting at the end of this, that in the center I have creative opulence. The word opulent, for anyone that doesn't know, means extreme wealth. It means abundance. And at the end of this, I will make sure that y'all see this. I'll bring this closer so you guys can see everything that I'm pointing at over my left shoulder right here. Saying yes. I need more yeses in my life. Yes, all the way frequency. Eye candy, because that's me and TJ. Yes, so eye candy. God did, I do, and a she can. You see that? It's literally she can. It's a she can. That's hilarious. Worry less, Wyann. All right? You are ridiculously wonderful. Disruptors and dreamers, TJ and me standing side by side like the mother effing Obamas. Okay. And then over here, I just decided to twerk on this, thing a little bit. It says thick at night. Not Nick at night. Thick at night. Yes. So, let me bring this up to y'all so you can see it a little bit. Get a little closer. You tell me where I should go. A little farther back, no?
A little further back, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to move this mic, huh?
Wait, no, yeah.
Why do I feel like I'm in 7th grade? And this my whole thing that I did. What? You can see it all, yeah?
Yeah.
You want me to move it?
No, you're good.
Okay. So, we're going to, as the year starts, we're going to talk about a little more of what we started 2023 off with, which was, do you set goals for yourself? Do you set resolutions for yourself? Do you set statements, decrees for yourself to say, this is what the fuck I'm on this year, and then get it done. When I see this one take risks, reap reward section, it makes me think of people that dare greatly, like Brene Brown would say, and create the life they've always imagined. They think what they think about what they want to see in this life, and they start taking steps to make it happen. It's just that simple. There's no in between. There's no, maybe there's no this and that. What do you want to do with your life? All right, cool. What does that look like in the end? All right, dope. So who are people who are already doing that? Okay, fine. Oh, you don't know anybody in your personal life who's doing that. There's this crazy app called YouTube. Find someone who's doing what you want to do. Okay, there's not one person. Amazing. Find 2 or 3 people that together do what you think you want to do. This is for the multi-hyphenates in today's era. I want to be a multi-hyphenate. And I'm like, okay, I mean, that's good. It's good. I'm a multi-hyphenate technically because I'm a therapeutic edutainer. I don't do therapy. I am not solely an educator, and I'm not solely an entertainer. I am a therapeutic edutainer. I am what I am. But I want to make sure that when people are doing whatever they're doing, like I do nails, I'm also a nurse, and I strip, and or excuse me, I dance exotically, and I have an OnlyFans, so I'm an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not technically at all. That is a multi-hyphenate. You just want to make it all make sense. How is one delving into the other to the point where you have a goal in mind at the end of all this? Like, what's the end game is what I guess I'm trying to say. I'm going to let y'all know when you start to answer that question, what's the end game? What do you actually want out of this life? That's where you're going to have to do most of your work. You're going to find that your goals work for the moment that you create them. You're going to experience a little more life, and then you're going to have to revisit those goals to see if they still even scratch the surface of who you think you are and what you think you want. You're going to keep growing and going prayerfully. And if you don't, you'll just end up like the upper statesmen who talk crazy on hip hop. I'm going to not put any more subs in this episode. Also, this episode is like ending right now. But I just wanted to make sure that y'all knew from looking at this vision board right here. 1, it's important to take time out of your schedule, out of your busy ass lives to envision what the next portion of your life will look like. What does it matter that you're chopping down all the trees in the forest just to realize you're headed the wrong direction from your goals? Yeah, you're trailblazing, but what if you're trailblazing backwards? What happens if you're going the wrong way? What happens if you're making crazy headway in the forest, but then you look up, somebody takes inventory to finally see what you're doing and you realize you're in the wrong forest? You're climbing the corporate ladder in a field you have no desire to be in, no desire to end your shit in. You know what I'm saying? People always say, you have the same 24 hours as Beyonce. You got the same 24 hours as Kim Kardashian. And that's true. One of the biggest difference between what Beyonce and Kim Kardashian and even Wyann are able to do with their days and maybe people who are experiencing a life that they're not fully enjoying is this word: focus. You might be filling up your days with a bunch of activity and movement, but if you're not focusing all of those things, that's kind of what I mean by the multi-hyphenate that has hair, OnlyFans, nails, nurse, and dances at night. It's not that those things can't make sense. I just would need someone to tell me how it's making sense for them, because only they would be able to tell me, right? So I'm sure my mom and dad didn't see me going to become a therapist to then be a podcaster, right? Like if we're looking at all things fair and equally, after just having been a professor for 16 years. So you know what I'm saying? Or an educator formally for 16 years. So it's like at the time. But this life is going to continue to throw you curveballs. The question for you is, how are you always gripping and picking up the bat to at least swing at these things? That's going to be what you need to do. All right? This is a lot of information. And it's a lot of information that came at you fast. But on the last day of a year, I think this is a great journal starter. My whole team got journals for the holidays. That's just what we did. I think it's really important. If you don't have one, let me know. We have Raise It Up Why, just journal. They're impromptu little journals, but they work just fine. Our pens write ink and our pages, hello. I used 2 or 3 of them, and I said, Wyann, if you don't get the fuck off this so you can send it to people. So, but loves, thank you for rocking 2023. I can't wait to see what happens 2024. Hug on your people, love on your people, especially yourselves. I can't wait to spend more time with you. I love you, and I mean it in a real, real way. Stay real, y'all.